Having made his debut in Borderlands 2's first DLC, Captain Scarlet and Her Pirate's Booty, Shade is the last remaining resident of the desert town of Oasis. Unfortunately, they were plagued by a drought and all of its residents died of dehydration. Shade is the only one alive, but has gone insane, suffering from not only the lack of water, but also loneliness.
A priest and a rabbi walk into a bar. They order water because they're thirsty.
In fact, he was so lonely he took the corpses of the dead residents and strung them up, recording his own individual and unique dialogue for each of them, pretending to be them so he could conversate.
Are those space pants? Because your butt is space. Your butt is from space. Life is tough, but I have survived it, as evidenced by my gravelly voice. I watched my son die, and with the help of a plucky sidekick, I will get vengeance on the criminal syndicate who killed him. Give me back my son. Get off my plane. Shade, Shade, you're the best. If you can't do it, no one can. Do it. What did the dying man say to the other dying man? Do not attach an echo recorder to my corpse and pretend I'm alive.
Needless to say, when 6 new and actually alive vault hunters come through the town in search of some treasure, Shade latches onto them immediately. He pretty much thinks that they are the coolest people in the world and usually tries his best to make sure that you don't leave him. Nothing sinister, he'll just call you back to him so he can be near you again.
I had no reason to call you back. I just enjoyed your presence.
Being a resident of the Sands, he came to know of Captain Scarlet and her endeavors to hunt Captain Blade's treasure and tells you where you can find her. He doesn't play too much of a grander role in this DLC. He does get a bit heartbroken when he learns that there's an entire underground oasis underneath the now dead and waterless oasis he's been living in.
So, there's a lot of water under the city of Oasis. What a surprise! Oh, sorry, I hacked into your Echo device shortly after we met, so I can see everything you can. I get horrifically bored, and it's fun to watch you kill people. It's a good thing no one in Oasis is dying of thirst. Otherwise, the sight of that enormous spring might fill me with a tragic rage.
But still, his mood has become hard to break due to his now insanity. Anyway, after the events of the DLC, he would eventually leave Oasis and take over his grandfather's business in the town of Prosperity Junction. It was here he would run the World of Curiosities. It was a bit of a museum compiled of all sorts of different knickknacks and taxidermy. A lot of wildlife and even people were on display. Shade, after taking over the business, added the likes of Boom, Professor Nakayama, and Commandant Steeltrap. His experience of having put bodies on display came in real handy for his new job, surprisingly. He re-enters the narrative during the events of Tales from the Borderlands. The World of Curiosities happens to be the location where the main characters of the game intend to pull off a deal to trade for the Vault Key. He first meets Reese and Vaughn, where they tell him a little about himself and per usual tries to become their friend. As for Fiona, he later meets her when she's sneaking in a vent. Due to the nature of Tales from the Borderlands, 2 outcomes are possible, one of which results in his death. Shade asks Fiona if he can tag along on whatever she's doing, and if Fiona agrees, he'll later go on to help her escape from August after the deal goes wrong. If Fiona tells him to go away, Shade will later show up after Zero and Bossa Nova crashed in and left a bunch of psycho corpses laying around, where he tries to convince everyone to stop fighting and help him clean up the place only to get shot by August in the crossfire and die. 2 very drastic and different outcomes, neither of which we know is the canonical end to him yet. He's yet to make a reappearance or be mentioned since this, so for now, Shade is either dead or still possibly running the World of Curiosities. He's a side character many have come to like due to his extremely non-hostile nature comparatively to everyone else in the universe. All he really wants are some friends. But for now, that does it for the history of Shade. If there are any other characters you'd like to see me do the history of, then be sure to let me know in the comments below, and until next time, I'll see you in the next video.